Welcome to Brace and Lash Academy. This video is for you if you're getting ready to take your practical exam through PSI for the TDLR eyelash extension program, and I'm here to tell you everything that you need in order to get ready. So the first thing that I recommend is go to the PSI website and look for the eyelash extension program document so you can go ahead and read through the whole instructions because it is very important that you understand everything that you need to do. After that, you're going to want to put your kit together, and you are going to need a few things that you may have already at home and a few others that you need to buy, but it's not very expensive to put together. And these will get you basically ready to practice and then take it for your practical exam. So your kit consists of four main ziplock bags that contain different materials and supplies that you will need throughout your entire test. So when you're putting together the kit, just make sure if you have some of these items already at home so you don't have to spend extra money getting them. But if you don't, you go ahead and go to Walmart or order them from Amazon. You're going to need different sizes for the ziplock bags. You're going to need band-aids and gauzes. So just make sure you get the cheaper brands so then you can reuse them and keep replenishing. You will also need a tub or like a little plastic container. This one is a little bigger than 9 by 9 by 9, but I like it because it has handles so I can hold it and carry it easily. And as you can see, the lids don't come off. They just basically pop open. And instead of having a tub that you have to remove the lid completely and put it to the side and, risking it sliding, this is a way better option. And for the first bag, we're going to need an extra big Ziploc bag that will say pre-sanitized setup and disinfection, another Ziploc bag with folded paper towels, another bag that's going to be for trash, and you need it to be big enough and labeled trash bag. You're going to need a Purell hand sanitizer, and you don't need a label if it already has a manufacturer label. You're going to need an EPA disinfectant label for some barbicide to take, and you will also need heavy duty tape that has a serrated tip so you're able to easily tear the tape and not have to, battle it while you are practicing or testing in person. And that's basically everything that you need for the first bag. And now you're going to want to go ahead and put everything inside that biggest Ziploc bag that you have. And just make sure that everything fits nicely, that you don't forget anything. Take your time, organize it. Make sure that the paper towels are folded and that you have more than enough, because in case you drop some paper towels on the floor, you can pick that up again and reuse it. So make sure you take extra just in case, and also make sure that the paper towels fit there nicely and that you're able to take the air out and make it fit inside the other bigger Ziploc bag. Remember that the paper towel bag does not need a label. And then that your EPA disinfectant, it is labeled. You don't need to put barbicide in there, but we put a little bit just for show. And that your hand sanitizer is there. And like I told you, that your tape has a serrated tip. So when you are pulling it, you have a nice tool to cut it. And it needs to be sticky enough to put it on the side of the table because that's where your trash is going to be. Perfect. The second bag does not need to be labeled. That's where we're going to put our doll head, and just make sure to take a doll head that has eyelids with lashes already installed. If you don't have a doll head like this, then you're going to have to use those lash strips that you need to pre-install before going into the test. So make sure that you put your doll head inside the bag. It doesn't need to close all the way. Just make sure that it is covered with the bag. Now, the third bag is labeled Eyelash Extension Application Service, and this is the bag that will contain everything and anything that you need in order to demonstrate the eyelash extension service. And because this will fit more stuff inside, just make sure that you expand the bag as big as you can. And then the first item, or the first two items, are going to be towels that you're going to use as drapes. So go ahead and put them inside the bag, make them fit nicely. And then the next thing that you're going to need is towels, paper towels that are in a Ziploc bag. You will also need a lash case. I am adding just regular classic lashes. It is a mixed tray. You're not going to need that many, but just take the whole case. And then another Ziploc bag that says pre-sanitized instruments, and it has to be labeled. You're going to take 4 different tweezers just in case you drop one and you can't pick it up. And then you're also going to take Neutrogena makeup wipes. And you will also take another baggie that contains eye patches, glue rings, and your adhesive. And just make sure that your adhesive is labeled adhesive. You need to remove the manufacturer label. And then 1 lash tile. And you can take those subway tiles from Home Depot. And then once you're done, you're going to go ahead and close the whole Ziploc bag. Make sure that everything fits nicely in there. And you're done. Now let's work on the fourth bag. The fourth bag is going to be labeled Blood Exposure Incident Service, and this is the last bag that you have to put together. And the first item that we're going to put in there is a Ziploc bag that contains Band-Aids and gauzes and alcohol pads, and is going to be labeled Blood Exposure Kit. So you want to take a few of everything. Don't just take one just in case you drop one and you cannot pick it up from the floor. You want to have extra. So you're going to go ahead and put that in the first bag, and then another bag that says biohazard. And I just went ahead and printed that image from Google. That needs to be double bagged, so another Ziploc bag needs to be inside. And the last baggie contains 4 sets of gloves. And again, just in case you drop one or you rip one, you have extra, and that will be it. Once you are ready and have put all the bags together, you are basically going to make sure that you're not missing any items. You do just want to double and triple check, and then you're going to push them to the side and bring your labeled plastic container. And remember, it needs to be labeled pre-sanitized. And you're going to go ahead and open it up and just start grabbing your bags. I would recommend putting them in order just so you have like step by step, basically step 1, step 2, step 3. And once you put your stuff inside, just make sure that you're not missing anything, that there's nothing extra in that container, plastic container, because anything that shouldn't be there, PSI will call you on it and will remove it and possibly deduct points from you. So make sure that everything fits in there and that it closes perfectly fine. And you are basically ready to go and pass that test. Now, let's talk about important things to know and prepare for when taking your written and practical exam. When you walk in, wait for instructions from whoever is there. Do not engage with anybody else that is not in the facility or that works there. Be nice and courteous, but do not engage with anybody else, with any other testers or students or people there. And one very important thing is what you are wearing. So don't dress in layers. They really don't allow for you to have extra layers of clothing. So I recommend you take off your sweater and leave it in the car. But I do recommend wearing a long sleeve shirt just in case it's chilly. And you absolutely need to bring closed toe shoes. They will not allow you to test if you have sandals. I recommend that you have your hair in a ponytail or even in a bun, just so there's no hair coming on your face and you don't have to be touching it, which could potentially deduct points from your test. And another important thing is your nails. Do not have long nails like me. I mean, I didn't trim them for these purposes. Do not wear any rings because you may rip the gloves and, you don't want to get into those messes. So try to trim them and have them really short or natural looking. And then they might even make sure that you have nothing underneath your sleeves. Bring your ID and only your ID. There are different documents that are accepted as a form of identification. No phones. Make sure that you do not take them with you. Don't even try to hide them anywhere because that's a big no-no. They don't know if you're trying to cheat, so leave it in the car. And I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for watching.